The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
It's Monday. I don't know. It's not Victory Monday. It's not Exciting Monday. Not any of those Mondays, but it's Monday.
I'm excited.
We're here. You have
Jesse,
a live look.
Jesse, real quick.
Yes.
It's actually Tuesday, bro.
Oh, today is Tuesday. Dang. That tells you all you need to know right here. Off to a great start. It is Tuesday. Thank you. This is my boy right here. Yo, it's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center. Shannon is not here, but it is currently 70 degrees. The high, 72. The low, 43. Winter is finally showing up a little bit. See how my boy took care of me? All of the time, you take your phone out, you do weather, you do all that kind of stuff.
Man? I'm so out.
You know what I mean? And you didn't
Jesse,
even. Not a word. This is why this is my boy. This is why he is who he is
Lord,
to me, and will always be that.
I apologize, Jess, on that one for real.
To me, that is Kurt. My boy in the back is Chris B, keeping it live and local. This Nate. I'm Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us.
And I apologize one more time to you,
speak.
Jess.
This segment is brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. We are without Shannon today. He is off doing some other things.
Where'd you get the shirt, man?
Man, someone made this shirt for me.
Look at that.
Someone made this shirt for me, man.
So we don't get one, man?
I got you. You know.
Come on, man.
Nah, listen. You know I'm gonna take care of y'all. You know I'm gonna take care of y'all. You know I'm gonna take care of y'all. You know I don't get nothing for free and don't bring nothing back to the pack. I got y'all. Don't worry about that. I got y'all.
The sports talk equivalent.
Don't worry about it. You know what it is, man. You know what it is.
Look at you, show trying to let us
it says "feel me" when I speak.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Should
get one
say
that
"feel us."
Us. Well,
Is this an I in team and
the original?
Okay.
The original was I when I brought it to the group to make it we.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
I brought it into the group for us to make it a we thing. The Cowboys lose another game, fifth game in a row. Interesting stat: out of the four major North American sports, basketball, football, hockey, baseball. The Cowboys are the only team in any sport, North American sport, that has not won a home game in the year of 2024.
Oh.
Dating all the way back to the playoff game against the Green Bay Packers, the Cowboys are 0-6 at home in the year of 2024. This year at home, this season at home, they have been outscored by like 25 points at home. That is crazy.
What? Per game?
Yeah.
Average?
Yeah, average per game.
Yeah.
They've been outscored about 25 points when you add in what happened last night. Quick rundown. Shannon is not here, but he did send us, and I'm only doing this because you guys know, when you sit in this seat, you have to make it about you.
Yeah.
And so we had our scores and predictions. The final score of the game last night was 34-10. You guys know who won the score, right?
Yeah. So
Yep.
that.
Let me go ahead and get that powder right there on my back.
I've got it right on the money.
I almost got it right on the money. The final score, like I said, was 34-10. My prediction was Texans 35, Cowboys 9. So
Yeah, that was
pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good, right?
Wow,
I need to
for
talk to
real.
Vegas, right? I did not hit on my pick, though. My pick was, I said my stat was that Tank Dell had 80 yards and a touchdown. He did not have it, but it wasn't necessary. They had everything else that they wanted in that football game. So, where do you guys want to start, man? Just give me your overall. I'll start with you, Nate. Just give me your overall thoughts of what you saw last night, what you felt in that football game.
We just continue, Jesse, Kurt, to be very, very inconsistent. Whether it's our offensive line, once again, our defense is held fast right into the half. Our offense, once again, fell apart, did not give them any help, and it just wore down our defense. Bad play, offsides, holding, whatever the penalty may be, that's us. At the most inopportune time, you open the game with a screen, for 70-plus yards.
Yeah.
And that right there, that's us. We have a 64-yard field goal. We call it off. We march down. Instead of trying to make sure we get this 3 points where we'll be in the game coming out of the half, we go for it.
Yeah.
So, and all of a sudden once again, I don't know about that punt team. Once again, we think we're part of the offense instead of being a part of the defense.
Questionable decision.
Yeah. So
You know, it was when I went back and I watched the game this morning after I worked out. And the first play of the game that you're talking about, Nico Collins takes a 77-yard screen to the house. For those at home, go back and watch the game. All right, now there was a penalty on that play. They said that Laramie Tunsil, the left tackle, was an illegal man down the field, maybe like a yard ahead of where he should have been before the ball was caught. Go back and watch Laramie Tunsil. He blocks Maris Leofau. As he's blocking Maris Leofau, he then, with his offhand, goes and blocks Malik Hooker. He's blocking two Cowboy defenders at the same time as Nico Collins runs by his block for 77 yards. Like, he has two NFL football players. We're talking about the guys who are playing at the highest level, the 1% of 1%. Now, Laramie Tunsil is good.
Yeah.
He ain't that damn good. He ain't that damn good. Yeah. And he blocked two dudes on the same play at the same time that led to a 77-yard touchdown. It got called back, but it's just things like that you look at it. Kurt, I didn't have on my bingo card that your backup quarterback, who threw for 48 yards last week, would come into this game and have a resounding 55 attempts passing the football.
I know. That's, I was thinking you can't win that way, obviously.
Right.
Can't win that way. But my next thought is, what's their other option? What's their other choice?
I mean, this game, when you look at this game, it wasn't a game at halftime. The game was 17-10.
Right.
This wasn't a game where you looked at and you were like, oh, man, at halftime, we're down 25. So when we come out of this half, you were down 17-10, and you got the ball at half. Mm-hmm. Like, there was, and I think in the third quarter, before leaving the third quarter, he already had 39 passing attempts. Like, this was, this wasn't an accident. This was deliberate.
Yeah.
That they were going to go out there and pass the ball this much. After we heard all week long.
Thank you. Rico
no more
is my
committee.
man.
Rico's the guy. He's who we're giving the ball to. He's who we're going to. And Rico had the ball for 10 carries for 38 yards. He was 3.8 yards a carry or whatever, 28 yards, whatever the number was. It was
8 of those in the first half.
Yeah, 8 of those in the first half.
And then the very first play of the third quarter, and then one after that. So just ridiculous.
What is it? Yeah, I've listened to every show, and I was like, man, is we going to spur our show in a different way? But it's kind of hard to spur it in a different way. It's just kind of hard.
Like, what do you take? What do you take from that game?
Right.
Kurt, what do you take from that game? Give me a positive.
A positive?
Give me a positive. Give me a positive from that game. On my other show that I do, we have this segment that's called Tote That Thing.
Right.
So the gist of this segment, pat myself on the back again. It was a segment like that. When you sit in this seat, you gotta make it about yourself. But we have a segment, and that segment is called tote that thing.
Right.
And the gist of the segment is you have to take something positive from last week's game and tote it into this week. Like, what is a positive that you took from that game that you can say, you know what? Bring this to Washington. Bring this to the Washington game next week.
You got it.
The easy one is Turpin ran his second slant of the year and took it to the house.
Which was textbook, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm talking about teach tape.
Yeah. And he obviously, off the line of scrimmage, digged his man. He had blasted the speed. I mean, couldn't ask for any better. And then he disappeared again.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's all because Rush didn't have time to do anything or what, but you would like to think maybe that's something they could try more than once a year.
Okay, Turpin in the
last
slant
time
game.
they scored, it was Turpin.
Yeah, he has their last two touchdowns at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I'm toting my thing, Overshown and Kendricks. I can tote that right into last week, right into this week.
You know, I shared the great story that I had with Overshown last week in the lunchroom, and he told me he was going to break down more. And I watched for it this game.
Not as
My voice still ain't breaking down.
Old habits hard to break.
Yeah, they're hard to break.
He coming. And I think I heard a couple of his own players saying, "Watch out!"
Yeah, like
he will run you over, bro.
my boy is all like he's from Texas, and their little mantra was all gas, no brakes. Right. He lives it.
Yeah.
Like he lives it to the fullest, where he's going all gas, no brakes. I just.
What was your positive out of that?
What I used in mine was I was watching. You lost Jake Ferguson in that game to a concussion, and you kind of through his loss, you kind of said, "Oh, okay, Brevin Spanford." Mm-hmm. This is a guy who was able to make. When he came out of Minnesota, I believe it was.
Yes.
He was a guy who was about yak yards and being able to make some plays in the passing game. So seeing him kind of get into the action, I've written off Luke Schoonmaker just as a player in general. But it was kind of cool to see Brevin Spanford on my post-game show. My co-host, he made a really good point. He said, going forward, when I watch games, I'm not watching in the hopes of wins and losses, so on and so. I'm looking at other players now. I'm looking at young players on our team, like Wanye Thomas getting an opportunity, Brevin Spanford getting an opportunity. Seeing with guys like Ryan Flournoy getting opportunities, and Jonathan Mingo, whatever, however that happens. But like now, I'm just looking at. Let me just look how all these other guys are being able to show up.
Kind of said that in his press conference about we need to let these young guys develop. They need to come in a hurry, but we need to let them develop. But at the same time, is it time to go all in on that? Play the young guys?
Oh, I've been there. I'm with you. I'm with you. Whoever that guy is, tell him I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
Since training camp, I've been there.
Since training camp?
Yes, sir.
Dang.
But I told you, I'm not gonna pat myself. I'm gonna pat you on the back. That's at 4th and long. No. Jesse, pat on the back. But
this is passive aggressive. Patting. When you say you're gonna pat me on the back to say what you said in training camp, you're already talking about. Don't pull me into it. Don't be passive aggressive about patting yourself on the back. Just go ahead and pat yourself on the back.
And then I got a little scout. I can't tell you who that scout is. He already did the numbers on the draft. I tell y'all when we go into break.
Well, then that's our cue right there to go on the break. Coming up next, we'll talk more about the game. We'll go through some of the numbers. We'll try to be therapy for you. We'll try to be therapy for you.
Yes.
We'll try to walk you through this, and we'll try to give you some sort of hope. We're in the hopium dealership now. We're dealing the hopium out because there is not much hope left, but there is some that we can probably pull out of this. Stay right here with us, man. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2020 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Tuesday episode. Cowboys defeated last night at AT&T Stadium 34-10. This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. CeeDee Lamb in his postgame talked about, we've won a lot of games over the last couple of years. The Cowboys, as you know, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5 over the last 3 seasons. And CD said now teams are looking to take shots at us and basically embarrass us. Yeah. And it has been, right now they have not won a home game. And you saw what teams like the Saints did, and you saw what Baltimore, and you saw definitely what Detroit did to them. And teams are, when you're down, you're down, and teams they step on you when you're down. Nate, you come from such great legacy, right? 3-time Super Bowl champion.
We had down years though.
How do you that folks are coming into your home stadium looking to embarrass you? How would your focus be, or what would your message be to kind of help? Listen, guys, is this all about pride at this point in time? What is it that you can stop being embarrassed at home?
It got to me to be personal, and I'll give you a game with Washington Commanders, and I've told this before. Wilbur Marshall was playing for them, and they were beating us pretty bad. We was late in the third quarter, maybe into the fourth, and they were still trying to sack us, still trying to beat us down. And I'm like, yo, homeboy, because even Florida, I'm like, man, homie, y'all beating us. Y'all the Cowboys. Everybody give you all the credit. Y'all ain't nothing. We gonna treat y'all like trash. And I just told him, I said, homeboy, and I'll never forget it. I told him just last night, homeboy, and I finished that season strong. Because I knew, wow, this thing went beyond whether it's me and you getting at it.
Right.
It's about the whole organization and the weight that we carry as players and the responsibility that we have, because people is going to pound us in the ground. That's when I first realized that it is something special about being a Cowboy, and that it is something that you have to work to maintain that standard of winning. And I don't know if these guys understand what I'm talking about, but they need to get it.
Yeah.
They need to get it.
Yeah, you think they can carry that weight, the weight of being a Cowboy?
It just depends on what the future holds, what the coaches are. It's easy to say you still got the players' ear, but we're not over there. They played hard. Are they playing hard because they don't want to put that bad stuff on film? Are they playing hard to stay within the scheme to help the team win? Everybody got their own motive now. And so you got to search each player and look at each player and say, what is his motive? You know, how is he this type of – like Overshown, we just know who he is.
Right.
Like you say, gas to the pedal and
all gas, no brakes.
Break. Yeah, we know that. We know Kendricks, he ain't going to stop. This dude was celebrating. Every time he got a hit for a loss or no gain, he was getting up. He was ready. So you see guys like that. But do they have a big enough influence? Whereas yesterday we didn't see Parsons, you know, or hear about him being a savior and being a light and all of this. I don't think he did an interview.
No, he left.
So that guy there, even though he's a great player, great talent, his game is, if I get off, I'll preach to everybody. If I don't, I'm going to hit out. You know, and that's no knock on him. He's been doing it, and we let him do it, and we ain't holding him responsible. So now it is what it is.
Kurt, to your memory, when we're watching the game yesterday, Nate, you were in attendance, and the TV broadcast kept showing the aerial shots of not the aerial shots, but the big picture of the stadium. A lot of empty seats. In that stadium. Nate, we were talking offline, and you said, "Man, Houston came out. There a lot of red in that building."
Yeah.
Like, do you remember a time where it was like this? Where has it come to a point where the fans have finally said, "We're tired. Yeah. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired of putting our money, time, energy, all our resources into coming to these games, and we're not getting the performances that we want." Because I don't remember a time I've been here since 2009, so my 15 years in the DFW, I don't remember a time where you looked into the stands and you've seen, in week 10, in week 11, where you saw the stands that were like.
Yeah, it's different this year. I think fans are really frustrated with what's happening. It's always just as when the Cowboys go other places, those stadiums are full of Cowboys fans, and I think this is such a destination for fans of other teams that, the Saints, they bring a crowd, the 49ers bring a crowd, Detroit had a good one, and the fact that the Texans are just down the road and a good team, and given what it was, you knew there was going to be a strong fan base for them there. With that said, it seems even worse this year. I think just frustrated Cowboys fans are like, I'm selling my tickets.
How they had a noise. And when the game first started, you could hear, excuse me, I'm sorry. We was in the press box, and you can just hear our fans dominate. Mm-hmm. But as the game went on, and then it kept pulsating, make the noise.
Mm-hmm. Dallas has enjoyed that on the road for years.
Yes.
You going back to your days, it was just, you go to Arizona or something, it was a Cowboys home game. And
that's right.
I don't know. It's just the way the things are now. It's been so long, fans are frustrated, and they're willing to sell some tickets.
And normally and when things are going bad, you kind of hope things happen towards the end of the season. Like, you look up and you go, we got 7 more games.
I know. That's kind of the really...
Like, we have 7 more games. Yeah. And you have to ask yourself, like, how bad could this possibly get?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't even think about it. We got to live in the moment. I don't want to think about it, because it just I'm a diehard fan, so I be selling out myself sometime, and playing selling out, and I know what the deal is. So, right. But I be selling out anyway, just to show that you ain't finna get the best of me. But it's golly, bro.
So we talk about what happens out, off the field, and how the fans are kind of fed up and stuff like that. But then you watch the game, and you're seeing certain things that happen in the game. We see the Bones fossil for, what is it, second week in a row that they try a fake field goal? Second of
2 or 3.
Two or 3 weeks. Yeah. They try a fake field goal. You see them take points off the board, try to drive the ball down. They get to the goal line. It's 4th and 2. They don't turn the ball. Like, has desperation fully set in?
Yes, sir.
Is there?
I think they realize points are going to be a struggle, and so they've got to pull out all the stops, every trick in the bag, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
There's one stat that tells you that it's desperate.
What's that?
55 passes. that right there. Yeah. That right there. And then, I got so mad up in the press, Jess and Kurt, in the middle of the third quarter, I say, you know what? I know I'm talking to Jesse.
Yeah.
I know I'm talking to Jesse. But can you run the I said, your offensive line is beat up.
Yeah.
I said, this ain't no game you gonna win. Even I almost wanted the other guy to get in. Like, this is not gonna work.
It's funny, you were talking to me and I was literally talking to you.
Yeah.
Because it had hit me. You said on our show a week ago, and it was an emotional plea. It really was, to Zack Martin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when they showed him down on the ground and you saw the look on his face, like I said, this is what Nate was talking about.
Yes.
Like, this is what Nate was talking about.
Yeah.
And you know that he's not going to quit. You know that he's not going to give up because that's just not in him. And I don't know the extent of what his injury is. But does that give the window for them to go, big fella?
Especially in this sequence of games you're playing.
Take a couple days off.
I talked to him right before the game.
Yeah.
I made a beeline to him. I said, what's up, Warrior? He said, I'm getting through. I say, and I tried to tell him he's like, nah, I'm going to make it through. I say, you more of a warrior than I am, cause, I'm going to make it through. And when they adamant like that, I said, okay. But I just almost started crying, man.
No,
I'm like, God.
I felt the emotion when I looked. I said, this is what Nate was talking about. And I said over there, I'm like, no, let him go out on his shield. And I said, this is what he was talking about.
Man.
And this is part of what Micah was talking about.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's. I now have to watch it. And again, I don't know the extent of his injury. Mm-hmm. But I do know before the game even started, he was dealing with something.
He's been dealing
with stuff for a while. Shoulder,
ankle. Yeah. One ankle, now it's two ankles.
And I was like, man, like this will be the last image you see of Zach. Mm-hmm. Like this could possibly be you and it's what word am I looking for? It is to see, you called him a warrior. I think that's a great term. To see the warrior down on his knee, where he's like kind of fought his last battle, where he's kind of like a soldier mentality, where I've given you everything I got. And now I'm down here and I'm like, I'm broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Gladiator, man.
Yeah, I felt that. Like,
you ever seen that movie?
Yeah. I felt that, bro. Like I watched him, I looked at his face and I said, this is what Nate was talking about. To give this man some decency sometimes and just say, hey, don't go out like this. You know what I'm saying? At least give yourself a couple weeks off and maybe come back closer to healthy so that you can have a lasting picture of what you once were. Right? But to see that player down on one knee and looking dejected, looking hurt, looking like I've given everything that I got.
I don't see how him or some of these other guys it's such a quick turnaround, 6 days you're playing and 4 more you're playing again. It's I don't know how any of them get
I call them crowd trainers coffins like Dracula, you know what I'm saying? And they probably got like 8 guys just sitting in there laying back, you know what I'm saying? Just going to sleep in them things, man. We'll wake you up when the game starts. All right, man, have you ever been in that much pain?
No.
I haven't either.
No.
And I don't want to be, bro.
No, I don't want to be either. No. I mean, I've hurt, but I ain't hurt like that.
Well, you've been through some stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Not like that. Not on
You've been through your own circumstances.
You've been through your own circumstances,
All right, let's take our final break of the show. When we come back, man, we'll put a bow on this thing. The week is starting. There's another game coming in a couple days, so we got to keep moving forward, and we'll put a bow on this game, man, and figure out what we going to do against the Washington Commanders. You got to figure this thing out, man. You got to move forward. All right, stay right here with us. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hangin with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys. Our last segment of the day. It's on Tuesday. I'm back in. I'm locked in now. Tuesday. Bye week's all jacked up. This segment is brought to you by Jigsaw, proud dating partners of the Dallas Cowboys. Kurt!
Yes.
Hey, Cowboys Nation, 7-Eleven. Get ready for the ultimate game day experience. Thanks to 7-Eleven, you can win a VIP experience to the Cowboys versus the Bengals showdown on December 9th. That's a night game. Bah humbug. Just text Cowboys VIP to 711-711 for your chance to win premium club tickets, sideline passes, travel, and more. Don't miss out. Enter now. No purchase necessary. Ends on 11/20. Must be 18 years or older in the U.S. or D.C. Void where prohibited. Message and data rates may apply. Visit bit.ly/go711-711 for full details and non-text entries. The game's over.
Yes.
5th loss in a row. You're reeling, you're hurting, you're embarrassed, all of the things above. You got a game in 6 days. You got a game in 6 days. It's versus a division opponent
who's had 10 days off.
Who's had 10 days off. And is that a home game?
It's in Washington.
It's in Washington. Okay. To take a turn from CD, if you think those other teams were trying to embarrass you, Dan Quinn will try to get his rocks off.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn is going to try to get his rock. His old boss and his old team is coming to his new home.
Yeah.
He's going to try to get his off against the Cowboys. And it ain't going to be no taking no knees at the end of the game. It's going to be some college-style stuff. It's going to be point styling and profiling. Nate, how do you turn the page? You yesterday's done. The guys are hurting, they're reeling. How do you turn the page and lock in and get focused for the Washington Commanders?
When they walk in tomorrow, just start talking game plan. And some guys you walk up to, guys that you think are special. Hey, man, I need this from you. You got to do this for me. We got to turn this thing around. You got to go to guys you think that you can impact, and you got to start talking to them as coaches. You know, everybody you can't impact, and you know who those guys is by now. So you go to the guys, hey man, I need this, man. I need you to rally the guys. And hey, let's don't let things get lax in practice. Let's continue with the being upbeat. You just gotta anywhere you can link in and put your fingers and claws into somebody, you got to as a coach. Because I said it yesterday, it ain't just the coaches now fighting for their lives. It's over a third of this team. If they're not smart enough, somebody need to tell them, you don't have a contract.
Right.
So they're fighting for their lives too. So those are the first guys hey, man, we're going to try to give you some run this week. Need for you to be prepared. Need for you to be locked in the meetings. Hey, if you can get some extra in, let's do this. Bring a partner. Let's go. I mean, it ain't that you begging. It's just like, but me and you, really now we on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting, you fighting.
Yeah.
Let's do this together.
But it definitely has to come from the players.
Yes.
It can't come from
Well,
coaches.
the thing about it is, the coaches, how many games have we played? 10?
10.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to them yet. I'm just being honest. And I'm a Mike fan.
Yeah.
I'm down with Michael from Pittsburgh. Yeah. I'm down with it.
Michael John.
Yeah, Michael John. I'm down with him.
From Pittsburgh.
I'm down with him. But when you start losing, that is one of the most hurting feelings and confusing feelings, because what worked a year ago, the little snazzy things you could say to get everybody popping and jumping, you won't even try it now.
Yeah.
Because guys be, for real, we just lost our 5th in a row at home, and this is this the speech you got? So now it's down to business. This living in the moment, each moment. What is that thing they used to, the music come on and they say the mojo moment. Yeah, everything is a mojo moment now. You better lock it in. I'm serious. Everything is. Jesse had a coach, special team coach that loved him. He could come to Jesse anytime. Hey man, I need you.
Yeah, Jody Camillus, absolutely.
Yeah. So you gotta be I'm telling you. Hey man, I need you.
Can they do that though, considering they're all lame duck? They're...
So my question was going to be to you, Kurt, was very similar along those lines. We heard talks during the playoffs last year that, Dan Quinn wasn't as focused because he's entertaining other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry said on the Fan this morning that there are 32 coaches on this staff. 32. Wow. There's 32 coaches, from your head coach to the assistants, and your analytic people. How many of those right now do you are thinking of looking up and they're going, I'm Zim is gone, Mike's gone, I need to start looking out for me. So now I'm taking the phone calls. I'm reaching out to other potential head coaching candidates for the future. Like, I'm looking at some college situations. I'm looking over here. Like, where do you think the attention are the coaches?
Yeah.
Who are looking up and saying, the Titanic is sinking, and I'm gonna find me a door to get on.
Yeah.
Before we hit rock bottom.
That's tough, though, because I would think, isn't there a balance, players and coaches alike? Because if you're not focused in on what you're doing and you're producing a bad product on film, that hurts your
And I talked to a
right?
coach saying just what you're saying. He's saying, my player's going to prove me worthy. My player's going to prove me worthy. And if they don't, we'll all be sitting on the bench. So I talked to a coach yesterday. I just used this time just to, hey, man, are you connected to Coach McCarthy? Yes, I'm connected to him all the way. So when you said 32, that means from the head coach to the weight room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the assistants to him, too.
Yeah.
They all hooked. So who's to say that Mr. Jones may wake up and say, you know what? I can't get rid of everybody. Who's the most important? Can we keep this group of people? Or he may wake up and say, you know what, man? I'm the GM.
Cleaning house.
And I'm the owner, too.
And the president.
Yes, if they're going to look for a new coach, they need to let that coach decide his staff, not keep this guy here and that guy here.
That sounds like the right thing to do, right? Like, but
I'll wait though, y'all. Wait.
Listen, we've been around here long enough to see when we've had new coaches come in and had to, hey, listen, when you get here, here's your offensive coordinator. Hey,
we've seen that
here's your defensive coordinator. Like
here's your tight end coach.
Yeah, like you don't get to pick everybody. There's some folks that I want on this particular staff. So it's tough, man.
Yeah. And, 7 games we talking like this.
7 games left.
Oh, we got to quit talking like this.
7 games left, and now I guess the most important thing, and I'm sticking to my timeline. I'm steadfast to that timeline because everyone now is going, all right, man, we didn't seen it. We didn't seen what Cooper Rush has done. We seen him go for 48 yards last week. We seen him have 350 plus this week, but it don't look good. It don't look good. And I thought Cooper Rush had moments in that game. Well, I mean,
he looked more comfortable.
My Captain Obvious moment, I was like, yeah, he's playing much better than he did last week. You know, like, duh. Obviously, he did that when he got 100 yards. He doubled what he did last week, Captain Obvious. But there were times like, okay, he is moving the ball. Like, he does look more comfortable. He is anticipating a little bit more. But the elephant in the room for everybody, especially now when everyone's fishing for straws on what is there to look forward to, the question comes up, when do we see Trey Lance? Do you guys feel like, and Jerry was very adamant last night, that Cooper Rush gives them the best, Mike McCarthy the same way. Do you guys have a potential timeline where the Cowboys may go, all right, I know what mine is.
After these 2 games.
Yeah.
After these 2 games, it's so short of a week. After these 2 games.
The only reason I would consider playing him sooner than that is your line is so beat up. You might need somebody who can get out of there, scramble out of there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bad situation. You know, if they felt Cooper Rush was their backup guy all along and they weren't even going to try Lance, why'd you give up a 4th round pick for him? So.
Yeah, and that's again the conversation about Trey Lance comes down to, you know, you gave him the preseason reps, you gave a 4th round pickup for him, and why isn't he playing right now? Why didn't he get the nod when Dak Prescott went down with the hamstring injury? I think Trey Lance appears on Thanksgiving. I think that's it? Listen, we live in a soap opera time. We are looking we are looking and trying to find whatever storyline that we can possibly have that's going to give us something to talk about. And for the Cowboys, it's all about like the playoff hopes are dead. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
right.
sir.
Super Bowl aspirations for 2024.
They're
ashes to ashes, dust to dust to those. So now it's all right. What are the storylines? How we were talking in the back. We got 2 more primetime games left. We got right. We got 2 more primetime 7:00 games, and then we got the Thanksgiving game, and this is still a business. This is still a business. Like, we use it for entertainment. There's some folks that use this for business. And business means I got to put butts in the seats. I got to still be able to sell advertising. I still got to be able to get people to come out and watch this thing. And I think that's the next storyline. And so my timeline has been for a while that I think this Washington game gets out of hand. I think you see the entry of Trey Lance in the second half or maybe the 4th quarter of the Washington game. And then it's, all right, we're making a change for Thanksgiving. And I know that's been a short week, but being that he's moved up to the second quarterback, he's in the conversation. He's getting some of those first-team reps in practice. Not getting all of them, but he's getting some. They're working on some of those packages for him to run. And to your point, Kurt, you might not have Zack Martin.
Yeah.
Tyler Smith, he was already dealing with the knee last week. He's now added the same leg, add the ankle to him.
Yeah.
So you might not have Tyler Smith. So your 2 bookend guards, is that a bookend guard? I don't know. But your 2 guards,
right.
Your 2 guards potentially may not be available to you. We know what Guyton is. We know what Terrence Steele is. So now you're looking at, you're going, Jeez Louise. This is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
But such is life. Yeah. We move on. Yeah. This one is in the books. Cowboys lose the battle of Highway 45 to the Houston Texans 34-10. Our focus now turns on taking that trip to D.C. To take on the Washington Commanders. Tomorrow we'll look at the film. We'll look at the film and we'll do Cowboys offense versus the Commanders defense. Yeah. And hell, we'll turn the page and get ready for Washington, man. For Kurt, for Nate, for Chris Beam in the back, for Josh, for Jazz, for you, I'm Salt and Pepper Poppy. We are hanging with the boys. Until next time. We out!
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!